My dear students, as we are discussing something important about a job description as a part of an interview preparation, we should know that how to write a job description. Initially, this will require a fair amount of time, but it will prove well worth this effort, because this effort can be worthwhile if you would spend good and a maximum time on writing a job description. Here are 15 guidelines for writing job description. So you need to keep these 15 major guidelines for writing job description, and you may add some more guidelines to write a job description if you are more critical. Number 1, arrange duties and responsibilities in a logical, sequential order. Begin with a task requiring the greatest amount of time or carrying the greatest responsibilities. In each job, there are some tasks which are carrying more amount and some tasks which are carrying less amount. For example, if I am an assistant professor, my major task is to teach. So maybe I am spending 50% of my job in teaching, and maybe 30% of my job in research, and maybe 20% of my job in training. So it is more appropriate to mention the teaching on the first position, and then research, and then training. And you need to mention the percentage. We will also discuss that how we can mention the percentage as well. Number 2, state separate duties clearly and concisely. 2 C's. One is the clarity, and second is the conciseness. So concisely and clearly mention each duty separately. This way, anyone can glance at the description and easily identify each duty. Consider also further identifying each task as essential or non-essential. In every job, there are some tasks which are very much essential. Without performing those tasks, your job cannot be accomplished. But there are some tasks which are not that much essential, and we can mention it as a non-essential job task. Number 3, try to avoid generalization or ambiguous words. Don't use general words or ambiguous words. Be specific. Use specific language and be exact in your meaning. To illustrate, handles mail might be better expressed as sort mail or distributes mail. Number 4, don't try to list every task. It is not possible to mention each and every task of the job as a part of a job description. So mention only those tasks which are primary tasks, which are primary duties and responsibilities. And it must be included, and it must be mentioned at the beginning of your job description, and then you can proceed from them. And number 5, include specific example of duties. Most of the job description miss those examples. So it is my humble suggestion to mention examples as well, wherever possible. It is not possible to mention example in each and every job task, but mention some of the examples which are related to the primary job task. This will enable the person reading the job description to more fully understand the scope of the responsibility involved in that particular job. Number 6, use non-technical language. Never use technical, hardcore scientific language. If you are a scientist, if it is a job of a scientist, don't use the words of physics, chemistry, or biology. Use non-technical language. A good job description explains the responsibilities of a job in terms that are understandable to everyone using it. Because job description is not used only by the person who is keeping that job. It can be understandable to the line manager, it can be understandable to the HR manager, it can be understandable to the CEO of the company as well, and it can be understandable to every layman if he is involving in such kind of a process. So use non-technical language. Number 7, indicate the frequency of occurrence of each duty, that how much time one activity will take and after how much time this activity will come again. One popular method is to have a column on the left of the list of the task with corresponding percentages that represent the estimated amount of time devoted to each primary duty. So, for example, just consider the job of an assistant professor in any university. So, the job of the assistant professor may have 4 major responsibilities. One is the teaching, second is research, third is training, and fourth can be the administrative tasks related to academics matter. So on the left column, you need to mention the number of the percentage, the amount of the percentage each task need to be performed in the company. So percentage can clearly help you to identify that what are the major tasks and what are the sequence of the tasks need to be performed. Number 8, list duties individually and concisely rather than using narrative paragraph form, because it is not an English composition that you are writing a paragraph of English composition. It must be written in a bullets, it must be written in a points, and it must be very much specific and concise. Number 9, don't refer to specific people. Instead, refer to titles and position. Incumbents are likely to change positions long before the positions themselves are revamped or eliminated. So don't refer to the specific people, because this is a job description. It is not a people description. Different people are working on different jobs. So it is a job description and it should not be a people specific. It must be a job specific. Then number 10, use the present tense. It reads more smoothly. Use the present tense if you are going to write a job description. And number 11, be objective and accurate in describing the job. Be careful not to describe the present incumbent, someone who may have just been fired for poor performance, or someone who have recently promoted for outstanding job performance. So there are two apps. One, that someone is on a top position in terms of performance and someone is at the lowest step. So you need to mention the job description not as a subjective way. You need to be mentioned in accurate way, which must be in objective manner. So be objective and accurate in describing the job, and don't attach it with some particular person or the position who is performing well in the job or who is performing poor in the job. And number 12, stress what the incumbent does instead of explaining a procedure that is used. To illustrate, it is better to say the person in the job records appointment rather than saying a record of appointment must be kept. And number 13, be certain that all requirements are job related and are in correspondence with equal employment opportunities laws and regulation. This is very much important. In some countries, equal employment opportunities laws are very strict and you need to be aligned with those laws. So it is better to mention the all requirements which are related to the equal employment opportunities laws. So it is very much important. Number 14, eliminate unnecessary articles such as a and the in the job description. Don't make the job description too wordy. It must be succinct. It must be concise if you want to write a job description. So there should not be a word playing in it. So most job description can be completed in 1 or 2 pages. And number 15, use action words. This means any words that describe a specific function, such as organizing, describing, organizing, etc. Within a sentence, one word should stand out as most descriptive, a word that could readily stand alone. This action word also convey to the reader a degree of responsibility. For example, compare direct to under the direction of. So such kind of words can be used, and if you would use better action words, the job description would be more appropriate.